Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to teach you about Java data types. This is a very important topic in Java. I'll teach you all the data types in Java. Please watch till the end so that you will get to know what are the data types present in Java and where we use those. First of all, what is data type? The kind of data that a variable can hold. For example, these are the variable names. These are the values that variable can hold. For example, if I have any number, for numbers we can use int, integer data type. For floating numbers, 5.99 or 6.2, 6.2, 3.8, this kind of numbers we use float data type. And the characters, for example D, C, F, G, within the single quotation mark. These letters, for these kind of letters we use character data type. For 0, 1, true, false, these kind of data we use boolean data type. And hello, any names, places, cities, for everything we use string because that is a word, that is a text. Got it? Got these data types? Which kind of data can be stored in which data type? This is the very basic step of the data types. It's very simple. I think you understood. For numbers, integer, floating points, float. For letters, character. For true or false, 0 or 1, boolean. For word, text, anything, string. Okay? Very simple. And here one more point. The data types tells the computer how much memory to allocate for the variable. Means each of the data types has its own size. I'll tell you later. Here you can see the data type and its size. Byte is 1 byte. Means 1 byte means 8 bits. We have 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bits means 1 byte. That is byte. Short means 2 bytes. 2 bytes means again here 16 bits. Like that. We have to cut into bits. Again integer means 4 bytes. Long here 8 bytes. Float 4 bytes. Double 8 bytes. Boolean 1 bit. For example, true or false, any one. Here 1 or 0, true or false. Any one thing. That's why 1 bit. Character 2 bytes. These are the sizes of the data types. I think it's very clear. Then the data types are divided into two groups. Those are primitive data types, non-primitive data types. Again in primitive data type, it includes byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean and character. These are the primitive data types. And in non-primitive data types, string, array and classes. These are the non-primitive data types. Now let's see the primitive data types one by one. Byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean and character. First one is primitive data types, that are again in primitive data types divided into two groups. Those are integer type, floating point types. Here integer type means stores the whole numbers. For example, byte, short, int and long. These are the data types that are integer types within primitive data types. Floating point types means represents the numbers with fractional part. For example, 37.37, 37.37 FD means this is float and this is double. At the end of that number we have to write F to represent the float, D to represent the double, to know which data type this is. Got it? These integer types and floating point types are the primitive data types. Here integer types. First one, byte. Byte, as I already told you, it is 1 byte, means 8 bits. It can store whole numbers from minus 128 to 127. This is the range of this byte. For example, minus 128, minus 127 up to 127. That is 100. It is used instead of int or other integer types to save memory, because the storage size of this byte is only 1 byte. If the number is very small and it is stored in integer, it is waste of memory, right? Integer is 4 byte integer, 4 bytes. I need only 1 or 2 bytes, means I can store that data in bytes. Okay, it's very simple. We can save the memory if the data is very less and storing in already stored in integer or other data type. We can store in byte and save the memory. Yes. Let's see an example. Class byte, public static void main string arguments, byte my num is equal to 100, can easily store in this byte 100. System.out.println my num, it will go to my num and print the output as 100. It's very simple. And the second one is short, can store whole numbers from minus 32,768 to 32,768. Short means I already told you it's 2 bytes. It will store 2 bytes. That means 16 bits. This is the range. From here to here, I can store in short. For example, class short, public static void main, string arguments, short my num is equal to 5000. I can easily store this in short. And system.out.println my num, it will go to my num and print the output as 5000. As simple as that. And the third one, integer, it can store the whole numbers from minus 2147483648 to 2147483647. This is the range of integer. From this number to this number I can store in integer. And integer, as I already told you, it's 4 bytes. Okay, this is the size of this integer. Let us see an example. Class int, public static void main, string arguments, int my num is equal to 1 lakh. System.out.println my number, it will go to my number, see the value and print the output as 1 lakh. Very simple, right? Understanding? Then long, can store whole numbers from this range to this range. This is very big because it's 8 bytes. The size of this long is 8 bytes. Okay. This is used when integer is not large enough to store the value. Means when we can't store the value in integer, long will be used because the range is too big and we can store till 8 bytes. That's why long is used instead of integer. When the data is too large, we can use the long. It should, whenever I take the number, end with the capital L. long my number is equal to the number, it should end with L. Then we can easily understand this is the long data type. Got it? Let us see an example. Class long, public static void main string arguments. Long, have to take this data type long my number is equal to take value, then add the L at the end of that number, because we can easily identify which data type this is. Then system.out.println my number, then it will go to my number, take the value and just print the value. That's it. It doesn't take L and print, just it will print the value as it is. That's it. Then floating point numbers, I have told you, right? Floating point numbers, fractional digits, these are the floating point numbers. Here we have two types, float and double. I told you this is use a floating point type whenever you need a number with a decimal, such as 9.99 or 3.14515. Whenever we use 3.12, 4.72, like these kind of numbers, whenever these kind of numbers will come, we use floating point numbers. Got it? We have, if we use F here, this is the floating data type. If I use D here, this is the double data type. Got it? Very simple. Then the float and double are the data types can store fractional numbers. I told you there are two types again, float and double. Those are the data types can store fractional numbers. We can easily identify by using F or D at the end of that value. Got it? Then float value should end with F, as I already told you, and the float number easily identify 5.75 F ends with F and semicolon. Double value should end with D. For example, 5.75 D. This is the double data type. Easily we can identify. Floating example, class float, public static void main string arguments, float my number is equal to 5.75 float. System.out.println my number. It will go to my number. It will print the 5.75 as it is. It doesn't take the F and print. Only the value it will print. And Java Boolean data types. It is a type of variable that can hold one of two possible values, that is true or false, any one thing. For example, I have a pen, just yes or no, true or false. In this case we use Boolean data type, just one of two possible values, that is true or false. Class Boolean, public static void main string arguments. Boolean is Java fun, true. Boolean is dosa tasty, false. System.out.println is Java fun. It will go to is Java fun. It will print the output as true. System.out.println is dosa tasty. It will go to is dosa tasty, false, and it will print the false as it is. True or false. In this case we use Boolean data type. Very simple. Then use it to represent the conditions, control the flow of a program, if statements, and perform the logical operation. For example, true or false we can use in condition statements also. If condition, if the age is less than or equal to 18, if it is less than or equal to 18, yes, then print this statement, or else that, like that. In those statements we use Boolean data, true or false, yes or no kind of things. Let us see one more example. Class Boolean, public static void main string arguments. Boolean is running. is raining. True. Boolean is sunny, false. Because it's raining, it's true. Is sunny, false, because it's raining. If is raining, system.out.println, take an umbrella. If it's raining, take an umbrella. Else, system.out.println, enjoy the sunshine. If it's raining, then take an umbrella, or else enjoy the sunshine. This is all about the data types. I think you understood all the topics very clearly. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more videos for better understanding, simple and easy understanding. Thank you very much. Subscribe. See you in the next video.